We will be live in just 10 seconds or so.
I think seems like we are live, right?
Yes, yes.
Hi, Kuntal.
Hello.
Hello, namaste everyone. Thank you very much for being here today.
Hi.
Um, yes, we are ready for the final recap of the event. This is the first time we have tried something like this online, and last 8 months has seen us go through so much of confusion, trouble, stress, media throwing lots of information. People are scared. There's a financial problem. There is mental and emotional depression. We are all locked in, and in this time, like, I still thought that no, we must, show the way out. The way that we have found this is even more urgent now that we have to share this with everyone.
Mm.
So today I have with me Kuntal Joy sir, Pradeep Shah, Ruchika Chitrabanu, Dr. Rashmi Menon, and there's also Venkat Pichumani. He's also here. Venkat will come on the camera very soon. So now we have next 1 hour to do some recap of this event, followed by how do we move forward. If there were many difficulties, I know I've also gone through last 3 days. Some of them I will also share. And I've also been asking, almost I've asked more than 50 different people, uh, as attendees and as exhibitors and even as speakers, their opinion. And I've been learning a lot from them, and I've got lots of those feedbacks. Tomorrow also we'll be sending the feedback form to everybody, and we'll learn a lot more. So let's start with Venkat. Let's start something. uh, how has been the perception of this entire event? I'll unmute Venkat. Yeah.
Rupa, yeah. The perception has been very good. In fact, over the last 3 days, there has been a surplus of content. I mean, the American phrase is drinking from the fire hose. This is like a fire hose and you're drinking from it. A lot, you're not able to take everything in. So, it's been a bit like that. And frankly, honestly, I've not been able to catch up on all the sessions. I've caught up on most of the sessions, but yeah, there has been a lot of content and the whole variety. I mean, we had a whole bunch of sessions, and each one of them was led by people who are like experts. We got, I mean, see, we always knew some people who have been there around veganism for a long time, and that was very nice to hear those voices again. But what was very fresh and appealing was many speakers or personalities in veganism whom we had not heard of and whom we were being exposed to for the first time. It was a fantastic mix, and I really enjoyed. It was like vegan, nirvana for 3 days.
Kuntal.
So I think my perception was that doing a virtual event in times of a pandemic where we cannot go out, we cannot meet people easily, we cannot have large gatherings. I think this was an amazing platform. This was an amazing find, and I think first of a kind of an event in India in terms of vegan, doing like a vegan festival, doing like a vegan expo. Uh, I got to know of so many brands that I didn't know anything about. Like I was every day going on the exhibitors stalls, and I was checking out, because I'm so much into fitness and so much into nutrition. So I wanted to learn more about what everyone is doing, and so to learn more about these brands and to see so many vegan aggregators, someone like a vegan dukan or someone like a vegan mall. I think it was really heartening to see a lot of these things, and of course tons and tons of sessions. And the best thing is When you are in a festival, you can only see the session at that point. And if there is any issue with recording, or if there's any issue with the voice quality or the lighting, then you suddenly miss that session. So now the sessions will be available for everyone to follow for the next 60 days, for all everyone who's paid for this. So that way, I think we have so much content now that people can consume, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but over a period of many weeks. So I think that is also a big plus. And again, as you rightly pointed out, first of a kind of an experiment, and there was a lot to learn. And the kind of way veganism is exponentially growing across the world, I hope that will happen in India too, and that this expo will add to that growth.
Very nice. If in one word, I wanted to convey, okay, we have arrived. Pradeep Pradeep bhai, yeah, we need to unmute. Yeah.
Audible? Yeah,
Yes.
fine. First, let me congratulate you by heart and soul. The immense energy and the power that you have been showing, and today also you are smiling, and you have been conducting all throughout. It's like no Dhoni playing the match and making the team win. So it's a really a effort put by you, and I was aware of this exhibition, but the day when I heard that you are hosting, I was the most excited person and said, "This is exactly what is required, and this is the need of the hour." Because normally, the programs what we do is a 1 day program or 2 day program. You go for 3 4 hours, just you take a round and come out, and that's the end of it. You will never go and visit the stall again, or you will never happen to meet that fellow, or you may not interact because that fellow was not there. But here, all the probabilities are open. You can interact that fellow with after 1 week, 10 days, 15 days. And here, when you come to exhibition, attending the sessions and lectures was beyond imagination. Here, tons of, as Kuntal told me, tons of information available from different people in different walks of life, and that too at your leisure you can listen to it. So I believe this is something which is there, and it has to move ahead. And this is what exactly it is, and everybody will enjoy this type of exhibitions. Yes, that exhibition has a face-to-face interaction, that is fine, but then this exhibition has a value, and it is a really great thing that you have done. And for a vegan concept, the efforts that we you have made it, and the people around have made it, is really much admirable. And this is a beginning which I feel, and in time to come, this type of exhibitions and the veganism has to grow, because this is the need of the hour, because the way the way things are going. And if we really don't take care of the things, because nobody is going to tell you the truth, only the people who are aware can speak the truth, and this truth is spreading in the system. And that is where some health and environment issues can be resolved. Otherwise, we know what is heading today, and France is going under lockdown, and so things are happening. So,
Yes, I just read the news that in Europe there is again a total lockdown, and it's just like the situation is very dicey.
it's going to worst. Yeah.
Yeah. Ruchika?
Oh, I really enjoyed, you know, I was really looking forward when you said that you're doing this online, virtual event. I was really excited. I was really looking forward as to how this will be. But I know you're very tech savvy, and I knew that, you will be able to really pull this out really well. And I really enjoyed helping with the speakers, and I think the quality of speakers were fabulous. We just had such good speakers, and there's so many times you heard them already, but every time you hear them, you learn something new, and it's and I think that's because there's just so much research coming out on plant based that every time that same person will come out with some new news, and it's just so reassuring that you are on the right path, that choosing plant based is the right thing to do in today's time and for the future. And as I always speak as a mother, I think for kids, this is the best thing a mother can do. I'm sure Kuntal agrees. He's got a little one in the house who's, he and Dipti are bringing up as a vegan kid. And I'm sure when they look back at this, they'll be like, this is the best gift we've given to our child. So I really, really enjoyed. I think I got a chance to connect with some new people, and which otherwise I think in a physical event, we are just so busy running around. You know, in IMSA Fest, we are just so busy as organizers running around trying to fix things here and there that we never really get a chance to meet some people. New people, interact with them, get to know what they are doing, and some stories are very inspiring. When you meet them, they're just very, very inspiring. So I think here I got a chance to connect with new people as well, and it definitely wasn't stressful. So yeah, I think it's a great, great platform.
Yes, I realized that of course our purpose is to spread the news about the vegan lifestyle, but it also strengthens the vegan community. Those who are
Yeah,
already vegan, they network, they learn a lot more things, and it reaffirms their own journey in a much bigger way each time an event like this happens. So they are the ones who get benefited, and then there are a lot of these aspiring on the edge who were just waiting for some last information to come along, and then they cross over. And of course then there are more who hear a lot more, and then they start pondering over. Dr. Rashmi Menon, you are here listening. Would you like to share your experience, and then we would like to also recap, and then we're
Yeah,
going to take a way forward also.
yeah. So for me, this expo was basically like a pre-Diwali gift box of sweets, which I'm yet to savor completely because there was so much in it. So over the next few days, I'll be going through it in detail because there was so much happening. But like Ruchika rightly pointed out, it is so much easier to catch up with everything rather than an on ground event where you do miss out on many things. So whenever I would go to the front page, there'll be some product or the other displayed, which was so new to me. I didn't even have to go to their stalls. Something or the other was happening every time. So that was very interesting. And like initially also told you, the whole site had the feeling of an on the ground event with your lounge rooms, with your breakout rooms, and all the stalls. It was very beautifully done. And in the times of the pandemic, when we are under lockdown, this is the best thing we could do. And we do need a celebration of our community also to feel connected, to feel like we belong. Because most of the times we are coming across people who are opposing our viewpoint. So it does help an event like this to connect with each other and feel that yes, we are not alone. This really helped. And thank you so much for putting this up. Thank you.
Wonderful. Dr. Sarvanan, would you like to also share? You put together a panel of doctors.
Yeah. First of all, happy World Vegan Day to all of you. And it's really a pleasure to join all of you and meet fellow vegans on a virtual platform. I would like to thank Dr. Rupa Shah from the depth of my heart and also the entire team who have been working to make this event a grand success. And it's really, really an interesting event. I would say this is one of the events where I was I'm keenly involved. I mean, in the sense as an observer and also, I mean, as a spectator and also as a facilitator. So it's really interesting to see different programs happening in the event, and it's really holistic. It has covered every aspect of this compassionate plant-based living, starting from health and wellness to eco-friendly products, vegan products, and then services. Everything under one umbrella, and it is very easy for uh, newbie, a person who's just transitioning to a plant-based diet, to adopt everything, to learn more. And I hope this is going to benefit all those who have participated. And since they have the opportunity to um, take their own time to learn everything, that's an add-on advantage. So they can, you know, again, if they have missed some of those sessions, they can go again and uh, attend the session and reap the benefits out of that. And especially the health related part, I really enjoyed because we had different doctors from different streams of medicine and also from different specialities. So it's uh, really interesting, and also it is really informative to listen to each and every one of those doctors. And when I listened to each one of them, I felt like I have to update more because I've been doing this nearly a decade. It has been well, ever since I started doing this plant-based nutrition. But then I feel like I need to update more. So there is so much. It's like a vast ocean, and many research studies are coming up, and it's really happy to be a part of this. And when I remember those days, in when I just transitioned to a plant-based diet, there were very limited options. Like for ice creams, there would be maybe one place in the whole of South India where one could get vegan ice cream. But now we can see that it's everywhere, and we can see a lot of products. Of course, there are also people who are making healthy products, preservative free, organic, and wholesome. So it's really happy to see all these things, the progress, and definitely there's a good future. And I hope that uh, many people become aware about the benefits of this compassionate plant-based lifestyle and adopt this for their well-being and also for the well-being of the entire planet and all sentient beings. Thank you once again for inviting me today. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, and we are here for another half an hour. We are going to still discuss something more. The purpose was to somehow, bring us all back to the focus of our purpose in life, our work on this planet. What are we here for? Um, Suddenly there is a lockdown and we are lost. We don't know a way forward. I said, let's get back. We are vegan. We know what we are supposed to be doing in this life. Compassion is our religion, and let's get back to what we are supposed to do. And this expo was to bring everybody back into a platform and feel very energized and inspired, and that we are there to handhold each other, and we are pretty much there. The world is not doomed and it's not lost. It's pretty much there. It's pretty much moving in the right direction. And particularly in this pandemic time, when the the disease has come from probably animal exploitation, now is the more urgency that we have to do this, and show the path to everybody, bring them on, show them there's so much material, so many people, so much of enthusiasm. I found many more new doctors this time as speakers, and I could get them, and there were still many more I left them behind, so we can maybe take them again. So there were like three ophthalmologists, who shared their vegan journey, which was like very inspiring. There's Dr. Arun, who was there from Chennai. He's an intervention cardiologist, very inspiring. So, and Dr. Prabhu couple from the US, they've now moved to India, and they are also here, to promote the plant-based lifestyle. So I myself also discovered so many new doctors who can come onto this platform. And I think together we can show the strength. Together we make always a better impact. And somebody just told me, oh my goodness, I didn't know this is the vegan scene in India. So many companies are selling so many vegan things, and there's so many of you all are speakers, and like just said, I have no other choice but to go vegan on Monday. Like, so that was a very good feedback. So now this is the event was done in a very shorter span, just about 7 weeks of time. Idea was going on in my head for a long time, but I didn't know how do we do it. I was looking for the right software platform. I finally found this one, and then I worked on to the price of it, and then I thought, just let do a event for 1,000 people maximum, and let's see what happens. Let's just try it out as an experiment. And so just it happened. Although in this, because it is virtual and this is the first time, there's a lot of teaching, learning that needed to be done. There were hundreds of people who did not know how to enter the event. The email went into the spam folder, and they didn't know the digital code. They had no idea because just in about 8 months, I think we have graduated to Google meetings and Zoom meetings, but not a virtual event, with a code coming, and only a person with the email is like a key can enter. So this was the next phase. Like, I know even these days 80-year-olds also can get into the Zoom, and probably half the time they all thought the event was going to happen on Zoom or a YouTube live, or to think beyond, to have a proper virtual platform where this is going to happen was only in my head because I had seen it. And so I just showed it as a software to some of you and said that I'm planning this event. Let's see what happens. I'm just doing it. The expenses are well within the reach and we can do it. And let's do it because this is one advantage, that it's able we are able to reach now across India instead of just one city. Now people from all over India have come in onto this platform, and then this is a great networking time now because someone from South India is looking for someone in Mumbai who is supplying bioenzymes as sanitizers, and some online shopping mall is looking for some vegan chocolates from some vendor. So those things have happened. There's a back end operation here that happens where I have looked at the various analytics and how many networking events that have happened. Every data is there, how many people have visited the stalls. All the data is pretty much there, and we'll be looking more into it. It's quite an exciting thing to think. The another best part of it is that although we have put a big stimulus in these 3 days, the event is still open, the content is still available for till 25th of December. For all those who have registered, will at leisure will go inside the event, will all the sessions that we had not made it available, now they will be made available from tomorrow onwards. Every single session will be seen. The ones which are live, like this one today, will be uploaded back onto the system, so it may take a day or two, but all other sessions will be seen already. And they can revisit, they can also look at the various products, they can, everybody's data, email, everything is there, their social media handles are there, so they can still go and buy those things whenever they want to buy. And after all this is over, still there will be a directory service on our Compassion magazine for all the stores. They'll get listed over there. So for a whole year, they will be still seen over there. And so they will have great visibility. And the purpose was also to get smaller entrepreneurs in and just come in. You're doing something from your home, come in, just attend, see, something will happen. So even they are kind of learning. So even if there is not immediate, sometimes sale that happens on a ground level at the festival, the networking has happened, brand awareness has happened, and more can happen if you just kind of wait it out. And also, while I was marketing this event everywhere, still there were many of our vegan community who were still very busy or focused somewhere else and were still not very clear about the event. Or I kept calling. I made like hundreds of calls every single day to so many potential people who can participate, come. But I think there's also an age of information overload. I send them the detail, I call them, I again call them, and I again call them, and they haven't seen anything. So it's just the times are different. Then 1000 messages is an average that each one of us receive every day just on one application like WhatsApp. Then there's Telegram and everything. You forget, you don't know what is going on. So I went back to the old school of calling up each one of them and then talking to them. I had to explain the entire event. What is this event about? Like each time repeating the same thing. How will it happen? How will it happen? Even on the event platform, I put up the videos no one saw. Again, I put up. Again, I put the messages. This is how you can do one-to-one video meetings. I did myself some. So that, then the lounge services, but that's okay. This is first time we are learning. It's just the virtual platform, but more can happen. Different models also will look into it. But so there's quite a great learning experience particularly the first day in the morning of the event. I think I was up from 6:30 with the incredible number of phone calls. I had two cell phones, my own laptop, and I didn't know what time of the day it was. I had absolutely no idea because I was constantly in the event, helping people out to get into the event. Event had started, and there was a lot of urgency and things like that. But anyway, I've enjoyed every bit of it. Um, I loved the way also live streaming has happened. We were experimenting, some pre-recorded, some live streaming. We just experimented with one track. We can do multiple tracks. There's a lot of possibilities. So um, just sharing also behind, like, there's silent people who are working all the time is Nandita Kapadia, who's also here right now but not showing her face because she's still minding the entire event. And there's Samir, who is our web developer, Samir Nerlekar. And then there is Vatsal Nathwani, who was very busy on the social media doing things. And then there is Mukesh Shahari, who sat with me every single day, last 15 days, almost for hours and hours, helping me out with all the work. I mean, he handled so many phone calls and so many things. I just don't know. I just used to just push the phone, इससे बात करो, ये करो, वो करो, and he was just picking up and doing all of it. And there are two people in my staff, and apart from that, all the panel moderators, Ruchika, Pradeep Bhai, Dr. Sarvanan, Nandini Gulati, all of them, and I had to explain them the event. Everyone is so busy in their life. I understand, extremely busy, and yet they all took out time and just to help out with this event. And I'm fully appreciating, and more can happen, if we all just move in this same spirit. Pradeep, bhai, what would you like to say?
Well, what I would like to say is, see, this is the beginning, and this is something, this is a trend which is likely to move. Forget pandemic. Even if the pandemic is not there, this is the right way of doing the things, and this is the most efficient way of doing the things. And I think this is the best way one can exhibit himself. Because as previously I said, a visitor comes for 1 minute, he just looks at the stall and he may just scroll away. And if somebody is busy on the stall, he may skip the stall also. So all said and done, here at his leisure and at his ease and at his comfort, he can always visit us and have the talk, and all those things are there. But coming to this, that in such a short time, you have done such a miraculous work, which is, according to me, it was a marathon, and you have done it, and your team has really done a good job. Yes, things will improve with the time. A lot of things have to be done that can be done in a time, and I believe that this is a way we can get connected, we can remain integrated, and get the people on a common platform. Because ultimately, see, vegans still don't count to a percentage in the population, and they are not countable. It means they will not be considered. But if we remain integrated on a platform like this, then things will build up gradually, awareness will come, and people will migrate. And once you are trying to show the significance and the importance, from whichever way angle the person gets convinced, either through compassion, through health, through environment, or whatever the angle which he looks into it, and get integrated, that's like it. And when the doctors come and when they speak of veganism and plant-based diet, that really impacts the people and the mob at large. Because I was able to get at least 7 doctors on the line, and they talked on all these various topics. And a lot of them were very senior doctors and with 30, 40 years of experience. So this is a great thing to happen. And Rupa Ben, yes, you have really put all your effort and energy to get so many people on the platform, and you have taken the lead, and you have been a very matured host, and the questions and the interactions, whatever you have done with the various people, I have seen them. It's the most matured way of hosting the things and questions and interactions, so getting the fruitful things out from the person. So it's a great thing to happen, and I hope some great things will happen in time to come.
There's a comment from Narayan Prasad, who is saying that today he has decided to go vegan. Wonderful. So the event that has happened, the event platform is called as Hubilo. I also had to learn to pronounce what is this Hubilo, Hubilo. Now I know it is Hubilo. It's an Ahmedabad-based company headed by Vaibhav Jain. And there was Rohan Ganatra who helped me out with the demo. And finally, Satakshi, she helped out through the entire event and trained us. I mean, me and Nandita and Samir learning till 12 in the night from her, every little detail, back end operations and everything. We kept doing it. So thank you very much to the entire Hubilo team. This is their platform. They are very professional, and this is they've been used to creating events, and this entire event is created on their platform. So Kuntal, let's get into way forward and how do we, think for 2021 now.
Um, I think awareness and education still needs to be our focus, because people are simply not aware about the whole concept of veganism and the whole concept of plant-based eating. So that still has to be kind of a center of what we are doing, but it has to be combined with a lot of products being available in the market, because most of the times we are constantly getting inquiries like, hey, where do I get my this from, where do I get my that from? There's no gulab jamun available, or there's no this available, there's no ice cream available, there's no milk available easily. Or if it's available, then hey, almond milk is 300 rupees a liter, or hey, soya milk is 120 rupees a liter, but I'm getting cow's milk for 50 rupees a liter. So there are still, I think, a lot of challenges on the business side of things, and there need to be more and more companies that need to come into this space. And I'm pretty sure with the growing demand, like today, just go and do a search on Amazon, vegan protein powder, or just go and do a search. I mean, just 5 years ago, I used to like get one or two hits, and today there are like 25 different vegan protein powders itself in the market. So this is definitely going to become much bigger. And this but there needs to be also serious involvement from the business side. And so glad that this expo happened, which was mostly focused towards B2B rather than B2C. So businesses got that chance to connect and even sort of say that, hey, we are here, we are doing things. So uh, I think business is one piece, raising awareness is one piece, and then of course things like activism and athletes also coming into picture, and nutritionists coming into picture, and health coaches coming into picture, and everyone doing their thing. I think it's going to be a joint effort of us all moving towards creating a vegan world at the end of the day.
Yeah, we're getting ready for a very large revolution that is on the way. That is my perception. So we are, making our platform very solid right now at this time by networking and providing a ground to stand on. Venkat, I unmute you. Unmute you. Yeah. Venkat. Unmute. Yeah.
Yes, I am unmuted. Go ahead, Rupa.
Yes. Way forward
Way forward.
2021.
Oh, yes, of course. um, see, while activism definitely needs to be there, I personally believe that that we will see this change because most people do not modify their behaviors very easily. We are all creatures of comfort, and and if something is comfortable, we will do it. So things have to be comfortable, easy, and it has to be cost effective. Like that almond milk, soy milk price comparison that Kuntal just mentioned. So I personally believe that the economies of scale have to kick in, and that has to happen at a manufacturing side. And today, when I go to any shop, I should find everything, alternatives easily available. When I see that, then we will move from what is known as geek adoption to mass adoption, in marketplace. And we are at the cusp of that. And events like ours have to enable, they have to be act as a catalyst for businesses to grow, businesses to survive. so that tomorrow, like you mentioned about protein powder, I am aware of businesses where the founder is not a vegan, but he's gone into vegan plant-based products, and there are quite a few of them who personally are not evangelists of veganism, but have gone into it purely because it's a business reason. And I'm quite happy with that. I don't care what you do personally, as long as you promote and make other people who want to go vegan, give them alternative products. You are still serving the cause, as far as I am concerned. Okay, so that has to happen, and it is very right that we called ourselves a business expo. And I personally believe that all the evangelism you can do, all the personal things you can do, all the activism that you can do, but people will not change unless it's comfortable and cost effective for them. So vegan businesses have to get promoted, and that should be our focus. We should see how we can have 1,000 vegan businesses bloom in the country.
Very, very large dream, huh? Yes, I'm foreseeing it. I'm seeing it in front of my eyes. This has happened from nothing to where we have reached. So more will happen. Ruchika?
Correct.
Yeah, so I agree with Kuntal and with Venkat that the products have to be easily available. 14 years back when I went vegan, I would eat ice cream only when I would go to US. That is once in a year or once in 2 years. Otherwise, I would not get any vegan ice cream here. Of course, there were no other vegan substitutes like cheese and butter, etc., etc. So they have to be vegan products easily available. But for that, I feel first the awareness absolutely needed. The more the awareness, the more demand created, and when there's more demand, more businesses will come up. Because people see opportunities in it, and that's why they're predicting that another 5 and 7 years, plant-based industries and plant-based businesses are going to be in billions of dollars. And you see that with uh, Just Egg flourished during the pandemic in China because the demand for uh, the plant-based egg went up tremendously. Uh, and the same happened even in US. The same is going to happen here as well. There's a lot of you know innovations going on in plant-based meats, mock meats. A lot of startups coming up. Another 1 or 2 years, you'll see like plethora of choices on that. So even a non-vegetarian later is going to find like what he wants. He's going to, if he can't give up his meat and he wants a substitute for that, he's going to find it. And not just one or two, but there's going to be like he's going to have a choice of that. Like there'll be plenty of that. Just like you go into Europe or US and you will see like a departmental, I mean a store, a grocery store full of these racks full of plant-based milks. You'll see the same happening in India very, very soon. So, but yeah, I think awareness is the key. And I think this pandemic has just scared people so much that if they don't care for the animals, they now care for themselves. So even out of that, they will, they will reduce or they will give up. And they started caring for their children, for their old parents, to, because we've seen our near ones, we've literally seen people we know die because of this. And to a certain extent, it's not easily acceptable. You're not able to accept that somebody could die of COVID. Everything said and done. But so I think people have got scared for themselves, and I think that will make them think and switch, and even reduce their consumption of animal products.
Sure, 2020 has been the turning point, I'm sure, in the history of mankind now. And just 8 months ago, we never thought the world will be like this. But now this is it. We have arrived. It's, we have been, the carpet is cooled under our feet, and there's no other way but to clean up our act at every level. And to me, the veganism is the way to clean up our act in every field of life, including in our mind, in our thinking, in our being, in our dealing with everyone. Dr. Rashmi, would you like to give your ideas and suggestions for the way forward?
Yeah, so like everyone else suggested, I too believe that people change only for their own selfish means. So if something is comfortable, is available, there are more chances of them shifting. So I would also like that events like this grow to such an extent that we have directories about vegan products in India, city-wise, which is easily acceptable, easily accessible by people, so that whenever they feel that okay, where do I find milk in my region, it is there in that directory. They just have to go and type in their city. And I hope that such things start being available, being sourced locally by people setting up small businesses in even the smallest of cities. So they don't have to depend on the packaged goods like say SoFit. It doesn't need to be that. It could be a local person creating a soy milk in their own locality, and that's listed in the directory so that they can easily go and access. Because other part of veganism is also that the world is in the state we are because of excessive consumerism, and also because of all the packaging and stuff associated with it. So if we can also have a directory of local people doing vegan plant-based stuff, that I think should be the way forward. And the second thing I would like to say is that yes, activism is also required, but in a way that even children can connect with it in the form of stories, in the form of cartoons, because once somebody starts stepping into this path of plant-based, of veganism, they also want to feel good that they are doing something for the higher good. So if that can be put in a soft manner that is easily digestible to them, I think that will keep them on the path. Otherwise, there'll be people who, of course, there are so many people who are not vegan, who are even non-vegetarians, who do have the soy milk that is available. They have tofu, they have all these things, but unless they connect to the ideology, they might not stick to the path. So it should be put in a way that is very easily acceptable by their minds. So that's another thing we can work on.
Yes, very good.
Otherwise, the event is a super event.
Thank you. We'll really pay attention to those. Dr. Sarvanan?
Yes. I would also like to share some points about the way forward. I agree with all of all of our people here who have shared their views. So the way forward, it has to be from all perspectives. So um, we have to support businesses, especially those which are ethical, plant-based, organic, local, so that it's good for the consumers and it's good for the planet. Everyone gets the benefit. And another thing is, with more and more doctors and nutritionists becoming aware about the benefits of plant-based eating, I'm sure that events like this will be very, very helpful to create more awareness to the people about the benefits of eating a plant-based diet and the benefits of following that. And I hope we'll be able to do more of such events too, health-related events too, as we discussed before. We'll be doing such events to create more awareness, and I'm really happy to see that there are a lot of doctors and health professionals who are showing interest in this. Like in 2011, when we were attending the first doctors training program ever happened in India, we were a handful, just a handful. But now we could see a lot of doctors and nutritionists involved in this. That's a really good thing. And the more the awareness spreads to the mainstream healthcare professionals, I'm sure that it reaches more and more people, and many people would adopt this compassionate, healthy, wholesome, holistic, plant based lifestyle, which is going to benefit everyone. And I would like to uh, thank all of you for your wonderful participation. And it's really, really a joy to to participate in this online event, because I never thought I would be able to do some events for this year. Ever since the lockdown, I was not doing any programs, so all were totally closed. Maybe I was doing a little bit of webinars, just webinars, and I didn't expect that this event will be such an interesting and such an involving event. Thank you very much again. I'm really seeing a very positive um, a very positive future for a health positive and a harmonious planet out of this vision, out of this plant-based uh, lifestyle.
One of the very interesting highlight of the panel discussions were that all the people who met on the panel had otherwise had not met, even physically. Some of them just met on this virtual for the first time, and then sharing their ideas and talking to each other was like a very vibrant 1 hour. What do you say, Ruchika? Like, I know you did four different panels, and like for restaurants, we took from four different corners of India, four vegan restaurant owners, vegan restaurant owners, and so they are like, or the designers. They're like first time they are also meeting each other, and so it was like a little melting pot for all these vegans from all parts of India to come together, doing similar thing in their own small towns wherever they are, coming here on this platform, and they like felt very connected and like a very strong bonding. What do you say, Ruchika?
Absolutely, because one is whoever is in a vegan business is there for a reason, because they believe in the cause. So that's the first starting factor, and that's a common thread, which gets everyone together. So and each one of them, every panel, in fact, whether it was the dairy alternative or fashion or even the restaurant, they gave out so much information, so even to the audience, they got so much information. Somebody's thinking of starting something like that. Some people message saying that there was so much information, I'm thinking of starting a restaurant, and uh, there's so many answers I got from there. So I didn't even think of it while I was doing it, but yeah, I mean, they just opened out completely, uh, gave information which is going to help people forward. And as I said, that's the beauty of the plant-based businesses, that they don't see each other as competitors, but they're happy to help. And we've always experienced that during the IMSA Fest, right? Um, how every vendors, they're helping the one next to them, their neighbor out. So, yeah, and there was a lot of learning for me as well. In fact, while I was talking to them, there was just so much to learn. Um,
Yeah, there is a 19-year-old girl from a smaller town, smaller city in Gujarat. She said she has started her small business of
yeah,
plant-based milk, and so
yes,
she's here to learn more about it.
yes.
And there
Yeah,
was
she
someone,
messaged as well.
yeah. So
It's amazing how,
yes, how they are all like. This is the platform for them. This is really the platform for anything vegan, basically. Come along. From all angles you can learn. You'll find people, you'll find stalwarts, and then they'll help each other, they'll show the way. Venkat, any more from you?
Sorry. Uh, I met a whole bunch of amazing met meaning digitally met whole bunch of amazing speakers. This that boy from Trichy and his father, amazing story. That person who started the restaurant in Calcutta. I mean, these are really the evangelists who are going and spreading veganism. That lady from Doha, who's a raw vegan, 971 days. I mean, there are so many amazing stories, and we need a platform to showcase this to for our own minds to endorse. Because as Rashmi said, most of the time we are speaking with negative people. I tell somebody about vegan and say, oh, what vegan? That is typically what you get from the environment. And we ourselves need this boost of self-confidence to know that people are doing this and people are doing the right things and we are not all wrong in being a vegan. And the entire 3 days had things for both. It had things for people like us who have been there for a very long time because it gave us that self sense of self affirmation that what you're doing is right. And of course, it had a lot of for new businesses, new people who are vegan curious to come and see that there's a whole bunch of people who are doing the right things. So I think it served both the extremes of the audience very well, remarkably well. And thank you, Rupa, for putting together this amazing panel of speakers and content together over 3 days.
Pradeep bhai, final,
Basically, see, as
final
yeah,
wrap up.
yeah. Finally, basically, see, new diet system believes this is a lifestyle. So once you say lifestyle means you make it at home. Let your kitchen be a fireless kitchen and a vegan kitchen. So this is what we are trying to tell the people, and people are getting convinced, and a lot of people are happening. And I believe till the time it doesn't become a lifestyle, then the things will, and as it becomes like we lifestyle, the things will improve and a lot of things to happen. But then yes, it's the beginning, a lot too much of work to be done, and this is what we are doing it. And obviously we don't talk in a professional language, we talk it in the terms of seva. So once we talk in terms of seva, we are able to speak the absolute truth, because we are not really bothered of what is the consequences, because सच बोलने में हमें तकलीफ नहीं होती है, so we speak the absolute truth. But I believe this has to happen. And like our independence, war of independence took several hundred years to change, get the independence. I believe this also will continue for at least 30, 40 years, and then some new equilibrium will come. So it's a good beginning, and let us hope something good thing happens and some miracles happen in time to come. And again, my hearty congratulations to you for taking this marathon effort and bringing this program to such a level. And this program should repeat, I think, at least every 6 months. So lot of new things will come, and next time when we come, it will come with a lot of innovations, a lot of improvisation, and things will be more efficient, and a lot more people can get connected easily. And that's what we can expect and target.
Yeah, yeah, it's the changes are happening at a very faster pace, and so we'll match it up digitally, definitely, virtually.
It has to be lifestyle change.
Yes, yes, definitely. uh, so friends, I might have forgotten to thank some of you in this particular talk, but I will personally also send you a note of really, uh, you all have worked, it's a teamwork, it's not me. I initiated, but one cannot do it alone. If everyone come together and support me, then this happens. And I really also hope that more people join in from the vegan community to make it happen again in future, even in a much bigger way. So that's my wish. And the this is, I always said, even last year in Delhi at the conference, my last sentence was this, that vegan movement is here and we are now unstoppable. This is what is my conclusion. So thank you very much. Namaste, and we'll again probably meet again personally or virtually in another event.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you very much,
you.
Rupa.
Thank
Thank you very
you.
much.